guys, what's going on? Sherman here. I have two fidget spinners to show you guys today. These come from a company called Bastion. Bastion is a company that specializes in making high quality and unconventional versions of common items. They specialize really in EDC gear. Now if you're new to my channel and you came here just for the spinners, EDC stands for everyday carry. And everyday carry can be pretty much anything you carry every day. If you're a guy, you have your wallet, watch, cell phone, and maybe that's it. That would be your EDC. Here, like on my channel, if you guys are new, like I said, and you just came for the fidget spinners, I have knives, backpacks, I carry flashlights and stuff like that. And here in this community, that's part of our EDC. Usually we have knife, flashlight, pocket tool, spinner, stuff like that. Maybe some stuff that most people wouldn't carry with them every day. But they specialize in making a lot of cool stuff like that. Like they have titanium combs. They have carbon fiber combs. They have neat carbon fiber nylon wallets. They have neat different bottle openers and pocket tools. Different stuff like that. I think they even have cell phone cases. But they also make firearm accessories. They make patches. All kinds of cool stuff. Bastion's a really neat company, and they just started making fidget spinners. So these are the two that they're offering currently. These are called their EDC Fidget toys. This is their silver version. They also have a kind of a copperish gold version. I believe those are out of stock right now as of the recording of this video, but they should still have plenty of these. Now this one on the left is called their large model, and this one over here on the right is their small. Now they're both roughly around the same size. You can see there's not much of a difference except in the design. The large, it just has it flares out at the ends and has more material, and the small here on top tapers down at the end. So it's like reverse. So they're going to spin differently because of that. This has more mass on it on the ends than the one over here on the right. So it's going to spin a little bit longer. The large is going to spin longer than the small, but the large is going to be a little bit heavier than the small. So just going into that, that's something to think about as well. It's not just the design. They're going to spin differently and have different feels, and I'm going to try to express to you guys the difference in how these spin as I go through this review. So I'm going to start over here. I'm just going to start with the large. I'm going to show both in detail. Both have laser etched Bastion on there. Very cool. Both are made out of solid titanium. Titanium, as you know, is a very high quality material. So very cool, and it's rust resistant, so you don't have to worry about carrying this in your pocket and having it rust on you. So very cool, but it's also pretty lightweight. But it is weightier than the 3D printer versions of fidget spinners. So just keep that in mind, that it's heavier. If you're used to the 3D printer fidget spinners, then this might be kind of surprising because it is heavier. Very nicely finished on this. Like the edges are very nicely rounded. So there's no sharp edges on this spinner. So you're not going to wear out your finger like a lot of times on some of the 3D printer spinners. There'll be like a sharp part of the plastic, or even some metal ones where they're not finished very well. That corner of my finger gets worn out pretty easily. So these are very nicely rounded, and it's got a very nice brushed finish to it. So that'll help hide scratches as well. The buttons here are actually machined stainless steel. And they are removable. They unscrew. I'm going to show you guys that real quick. So if you ever need to take them off to clean out from under them for any reason, or to even heat anodize these, you can modify them, make your own even. But very cool. These bearings are smaller than the normal 608 bearings, as you can see, and you can't really spin this without that button. So you really want to keep that button on there. I just want to show you that it is removable. Like I said, it just screws back on. Very simple. Just tighten that up. These that would be the counterweights are made of a material called G10. If you're new to my channel and new to this kind of stuff, G10 is very popular. It's very popular to make knife handles out of. But G10 is basically a fiberglass nylon composite. So it's very strong, but it's very lightweight. So it is actually fiberglass, but it's not going to make you itch. It is peel plied, which means it has a texture. You guys can hear that. So it's not a very abrasive texture, so that's good. But it is a very lightweight material. It's about the same weight as plastic. So that doesn't add any weight to this whatsoever. It's just for aesthetics. And with this version, like I said, with the raw material flaring outward and you have more mass, you don't really need a lot of counterweight, so that's fine. But they are screwed in here with some Torx bits, so you can take them off if you need, or if you just want to. They don't come in any other color than blue right now, but I think it looks pretty cool. The small versions, the same way. Now this one though, the small version where it tapers down and you have less mass towards the ends of this spinner, this one would benefit from having a heavier material than G10 as a counterweight, such as even just titanium or brass or copper, anything like that. So this really would need the extra weight, but again, it's just mainly aesthetics. It does look pretty cool though. So the small, again, is titanium, same everything, just raw and finished titanium. Removable G10 counterweights. I love how the buttons are concave in the middle, so it's very comfortable to hold this in your fingers, no matter what fingers you use when you choose to spin. So it stays secure in your hand, and it's also very comfortable. So that's really nice. The bearings are extremely smooth from factory, but they are enclosed bearings, so you can't take the buttons off and blow out your compressed air down in there. So the bearings are fixed in there. But yeah, like I said, these do spin differently. The large, much heavier, noticeably heavier than the small, but it's going to spin longer. Good balance on that. Like I said, with the concave button, you can balance this on one finger. So a lot more mass. What I noticed the other night when I was playing with these, I was sitting and watching a movie. The movie's about 2 hours long, and I was sitting there and fidgeting with this one. And then I was watching another movie after that, and I kind of watched the movie while I was fidgeting with the small. And what I noticed is that the large, I got a little bit more hand fatigue, meaning that when I was spinning this for, like I said, 2 hours pretty much straight, my finger got a little, not wore out, but a little fatigued, because there's a lot of extra mass, like I said, on the ends that you're having to propel when you spin this. So again, it's not like if you're just normally fidgeting, like take this out of your pocket, fidget for even a few minutes and then put it back, you're not going to notice it. But if you're sitting and fidgeting for hours on end, you may notice the weight of this spinner. And that's, like I said, not necessarily a bad thing, but you know, it's just something worth noting. Whereas the small, it's like air, it's nothing. So the small, where it may not spin as long on one flick, you can just sit, you know, back and forth with this thing. You don't even feel it. It is just, it's amazingly light. So I like doing this with it, just going back and forth. I get a lot of enjoyment out of doing that. But it will fly too, and you can balance it. So very cool. These are also very quiet spinners. Some of the ones with the 608 bearings, just depending on the type of bearing they are, they're kind of noisy. These are very quiet. So I like that for discreet fidgeting. You know, if you're in a movie theater or at an office meeting, something like that, you don't want something that's going to make a whole lot of noise if you're trying to play with this under the desk, you know, even at school. So my preference is the small one. I like the design of it more. But like I said, so basically what I can recommend is if you're looking for something that you can just fidget with and not even know that it's there, but you don't care about spin time, I recommend the small. If you care about, if you want really long spin times, if you want stuff like that, maybe go with the large. But both their spin times are very good. I have not timed them personally because I'm not into long spin times. I'm into the fidgeting process of it. But they do both spin for a long time. Like I said, they're quiet, and you can do it on a tabletop like this because of the buttons, so that's really nice. Yeah, like I said, large, definitely going to have more spin time than the small. If you care about that, that could be a deciding factor for you guys. I just like fidgeting. I don't care about the spin times, so I recommend them both. To me, it would just kind of come down to the design, and I do like the design of the small one a little bit better. Just show you real quick in the palm of my hand, these are very small spinners. So that's also a very nice feature about these and really makes these easy to pocket, which their name implies these are EDC spinners for everyday carry. So these are going to be a lot easier for you to slip down in your pocket and to forget about than some of the 3D printer versions. The 3D printed fidget spinners most of the time are much larger than these. So they're a little bit harder for me anyway to carry in my pocket and just carry around all day. Now obviously they're a lot lighter, and also you run the risk of sitting down on your spinner and having it break. These, obviously you don't have to worry about that. And especially like this small one, slip this down in your pocket and you will forget about it until you need to fidget, pull it out, and there it is. So I slipped this down in my watch pocket of my jeans today, or the little secondary right-hand pocket. But you can do that with either one of these because they're both very small. So just I thought that was worth mentioning as well. Also, something else that I did not even think about until the other night, but my wife was playing with these, and she likes my fidget spinners, and she has a hard time spinning some of the 3D printer ones because, like I said, they're much larger, and she has much shorter fingers. So her problem is that a lot of times they hit the back of her hand back here when she's trying to spin them. So she ends up having to get like in an uncomfortable position. Me, I have long fingers, so I take it for granted. But if you're a woman with small fingers, or even a guy, there's no shame. There's nothing wrong with having smaller hands. It's just the way that it is. So you may have a harder time with some of the larger fidget spinners. So I think these would be perfect for you because they're so much smaller. So these are easy for younger kids to play with, and people with small or short fingers. So the price point on these are $50 a piece on their website. I think that's a small price to pay for titanium. Titanium is a very, very pricey material to use and to machine and to work with. So it's a very, very expensive material. And just, to me, like I said, small price to pay for the amount of quality you're getting with these. The fit and finish is amazing on these spinners. And like I said, the materials are top-notch. So I think $50 is really cheap compared to most of the other offerings on the market today. But I have a coupon code for you guys. If you go to the website, which I will post a link in the description to Bastion down below, the coupon code is BC20, and that will also be in the description. And that will get you 20% off your order. So that will help greatly with you guys if you're interested in one of these spinners. I highly recommend these spinners, guys. These are fantastic offerings and so much fun. And they just look pretty cool. And if you're into customizing your stuff, these would be easy for you to customize. You can heat anodize or electro anodize. Just really easy to do. So, oh, real quick, I want to show you guys the boxes they come in, just because I'm a sucker for presentation. So these are the boxes, very nice, magnetic closures, and they're foam lined. So you could even store your fidget spinners in these boxes if you wanted, just to keep them protected when you're not using them. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review of the EDC Fidget Toys by Bastion. I highly recommend them. Definitely go and check these out, guys. Alright, have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, stay sharp, and God bless. Sherman614, peace.